Why are you here today?
Well, I was invited, which is always a good reason for going anywhere. No, I'm here because I'm fascinated by the court case that the professors have brought. I also have been feeling for 10 years that it was about time there was a voice in Germany. You know, how can it be that we've got pro-democracy movements springing up in every country across the European Union apart from Germany? So I've always been waiting and hoping and praying that this would start in Germany. And so I saw this as a very good opportunity to come along and to say to people here, look, I know it may seem daunting setting up a new political movement, but hey, if we could manage it in England, you can certainly manage it here.
You said that Helmut Kohl is very wrong with this notion that
Yes.
The European Union and the euro is a question of war and peace?
Yes, I mean, look, the analysis that people like Kohl have come up with is that the existence of nation-states caused war, and therefore, if we eradicate nation-states, it'll give us peace. That is the whole basis upon which Kohl believed in the European project. And whilst I know that he was sincere in that belief, the price he was prepared to pay for that was to sacrifice democracy and to sacrifice national identity. And sometimes in life, you know, the cause and effect of what you do can create something that is the opposite to that which you intended. And it is my contention, as I perhaps somewhat controversially put in that speech, that if you look at Yugoslavia, that was supposed to be a recipe for stopping small nations fighting with each other, and in fact has led to the most awful and still ongoing in some ways war. So to me, a much better thing for Kohl and others to have fought for would have been to fight to maintain stable democracies, because history shows us that stable democracies do not go to war with each other.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's heavy stuff, but it's very important.
You said too that the European Union is not just undemocratic, but
Anti-democratic. Yes, and I really feel that, and I mean it. I mean it. They hate democracy. Look, the reason the Constitution was renamed the Lisbon Treaty, when in fact the content was exactly the same as it had been before, was to avoid referendums.
yes,
But they were perfectly open about that.
yeah,
I mean, you know, because they'd seen what the French had said, they'd seen what the Dutch had said. You would have said no in Germany, we would have said no in Britain, and they knew it. They knew it. Now, if that isn't anti-democratic behaviour, I don't know what is.
yeah,
But hopefully, I make it entertaining as well.
yes,
And by making it entertaining, and by using a bit of humour, what I've found is I'm reaching younger people, people who are turned off politics. But if you make it interesting, young people go on the computer and look at it, and then they might laugh to begin with at some of it, but it gets them thinking about the arguments, and that's really important.
yeah. And you think that the whole anti-euro movement makes much more inroads?
I don't think this has even started yet. I think this meeting that you've got here today is just the beginning of something very big indeed. I think amongst German friends and family that I've got, I've sensed over the last few years that gently simmering beneath the surface has been a feeling that something's not quite right. But we better not say anything, because it was a bit embarrassing and it's a bit awkward. And now people are beginning to say things. And I listened really carefully through an interpreter, but I listened really carefully to what Hankel said and to what Schnack-Schneider said. And I thought, my God, these men have got arguments that if they start to reach, you know, a wider German public, then something very interesting and something quite radical is going to happen.
So you are optimistic?
Very.
Okay.
Good Lord. Listen, I helped start UKIP. There were about 15 of us in an upstairs room of a pub, and everybody thought we were wasting our time, and we took it on, as I said, in 2009 to coming second across the whole of the United Kingdom in European elections. I'm a very optimistic man.